to Wendy's to get Frosties.
Super Mario Logan, a YouTube plush channel that once dominated the platform during the golden age of YouTube plush videos. But over time, this channel would slowly start to deteriorate like your grandpa with dementia. It slowly got worse and worse and worse. So let's go over Super Mario Logan's videos and why they've started to suck. This could always be a video going into SML's rich history. And if you're watching this and you don't know what SML is, what the fuck are you doing here? But first, let's go over what SML videos were to me in general. The writing in these videos used to be somewhat creative and endearing. There were some jokes that would make you laugh or were actually unexpected, or they actually tied into the story well, but then these jokes would get so annoying and boring. This just isn't funny. Believe it or not, these characters were at one point actually funny and charming. They were enjoyable to watch, and resonating with your favorite character was pretty easy, but then they would become unrecognizable. And if they were a skinwalker, like he's wearing Jeffy's flesh, that's not Jeffy. And as for the humor itself, it's just bad. These characters were okay, but at some point they just get badder over time. Better, that's a good one. And now that we're on the topic of these characters, let's actually get into them and what happened to them.
Okay, teacher. What?
Back in the olden days, SML used to be fun and something called good. This was because of a little something called characters and dynamics. Now, I'm no writer myself, but I can tell you, relationships are a thing. These characters actually had some personality, interests, and motives. Sometimes they'd have their own little short story arc, like Mario coming around to adopting Jeffy and I assume was Jeffy's mom episode? And most of the time the dynamic of these characters would go on to lead the topic of the video. Mario would be the grounded everyman surrounded by the chaos. Bowser Jr. was a spoiled brat, but it was a believable and likable way. Jeffy, whether you liked him or not, at least was something when he first appeared. He was an idiot, yeah, but he usually didn't mean harm, and he was just stupid in nature. He had a cute dynamic with Mario, this being Mario is not fit to be a dad, so he's given a kid who is nearly unmanageable. Having this dynamic, all the good moments they had were all the sweeter.
Danny raped me.
Way to go, Jeffy. You made a fool of your dad on live TV. And for what? Because he spanked you for cussing? You're better than this, Jeffy. Unacceptable. Unacceptable.
And now, every bit of charm and personality these two had been stripped away and replaced with shit. And of course, we'll start with Jeffy. When Jeffy first showed up in 2016, the idea was something for sure.
I'm gonna kill myself.
He was obviously a mentally challenged kid with a rough upbringing. He was trying to fit into a normal home with Mario. And with this being the 2010s, stuff like this would fly and people would even bat an eye. Jeffy wasn't annoying for any reason besides that's just who he was. Now, Jeffy's just annoying because he's a little jackass.
Way to go, Jeff.
He doesn't have the depth of being misunderstood anymore. His backstory is irrelevant, and he's just cruel. Poor Marvin.
The nerve of people.
Faggot?
Jeffy went from everyone's favorite character to someone you want to beat the fuck up. Yeah, get that motherfucker, Marvin. Beat his fucking ass. Oh yeah, speaking of the GOAT, Marvin. He was the voice of reason or just a man trying to figure things out. Now he's a torture porn star. Most episodes would usually follow this formula. Jeffy does something stupid, Mario gets mad, Jeffy doubles down and gives Mario hepatitis C, and the kids eat it up and shit it out. Every episode, Jeffy beats him up for no good reason whatsoever, and the entire joke is, look how fucking miserable this guy is. And at this point, it's not even funny anymore, it's just annoying. And then there's Junior. Back in the early days, Junior was one of the funnier characters. He was selfish, but in that believable kid way. He wanted attention, toys, whatever it was, but he actually treated his friends with some kind of respect. He had personality. Now he treats Cody like a fucking fleshlight. And especially in the newer videos, he just feels like Logan's self-insert. He doesn't have much personality. Every joke in these videos feels like Logan just writing whatever he wants to. The scripts around Junior just suck. They're so bland and boring. And they're usually trying to commentate on popular events like memes or whatever it is, but it just doesn't work. Remember when Junior had episodes that actually showed off his character? Like Junior goes to military school or Junior summer school, and the playtime episodes? Those were something. Now it's just Hey guys. I miss when these characters had their moments of shine. I miss when Junior's personality was super evident when he used to be a rotten boy. Now he's just some teenager. He's boring and lame. Nothing sums up modern SML better than its merch. The plushies, the backpacks, the lunchboxes. The weird thing is they're all marketed like they're for kids. But here's the thing. SML is not for kids. Try as the SML merch shop might to fool you that it's for kids, but do not let it deceive you. This channel is for big fucking kids. This wasn't originally meant to be a full segment, so it'll just be a short rant. I just think it's really funny that shit like this happens and some preschooler takes this to school. I see this as such a weird identity crisis. The content is for adults, but the products are for elementary schoolers. No high schooler is going to school with this shit on. And also recently, this merch itself hasn't been that good. The quality's terrible and the designs are garbage. There's like hundreds of Jeffy variants. Like there's probably a variant with Jeffy like lingerie, I don't know. This merch also embodies something much deeper that we haven't seen. Logan's greed. Once the merch store opened, I feel like Logan really just directed his attention to making money instead of quality videos. And yeah, at his age, he's probably collecting money to start retirement, but you're still making videos. You gotta at least make sure they're so good. And this could probably be chopped up to the main difference in modern and old SML, the money. Obviously before, Logan wasn't really doing it for the money, but with the new videos, he's fucking making bank, dude. Why wouldn't he? And now, I think we should move on to the SML topic. There was one thing that would directly cause all of this. The puppets, the shitty merch, and the rushed videos. What was it? I don't know, the fucking cease and desist? Back in 2021, Nintendo dropped a nice little cease and desist on Logan's doorstep. It basically said, hey, fuck you. Stop using our characters to say curse words and talk about drugs. And yeah, to be fair enough, Nintendo have always been protective of their IPs. This is no different. And right then and there, SML was buried in a 3-inch shallow grave. Is what would have happened if Logan didn't want to make some money. It's obviously a lot better business practice. Before, he was already trying to make merch and he couldn't really do that. All his characters were Nintendo characters and it's not like he could sell that. So the cease and desist, I guess, worked out fine in the end. So the thing that happened to SML was just success. The channel blew up too fast. And with that, Logan couldn't sustain his creativity. The humor would get bland, it'd get boring. And now Logan's 35 years old, he has a daughter. These videos will end soon. But even then, we're left with these videos that shaped our childhood. So I think we'll be fine. And at some point, Logan's gonna move on. These videos are done. And if he doesn't move on, he'll just end up beating the dead horse over and over again. Super Mario Logan will always be a part of YouTube history. It inspired so many creators, including me. Yeah, the videos they fucking suck. But they prove you don't need a big budget to entertain millions. You could always look back at these videos and realize these videos fucking suck, dude. Why did I make this whole video? I hate SML.